I'm Annie Bevan and I'm second in charge of the Maths department. I've been at Harris Chafford Hundred for the last 4 years. I've been leading KS3 for the last 2 years. Our department is rather large. We have got a lot of very strong members of the team. I have a lot of members of the team that do really well and do want to develop, and some members are very comfortable where they are, so that's a challenge in itself. But over the last 18 months or so, they've really seen the benefit in developing, not as fast as everyone else, but we've got there. So me and the head department will plan the lessons, we'll download them off Caboodle, which have got some great resources, and then we'll plan to the standard that we want. That's how we started the year with. As the year's gone on and we've delivered more CPD and shown the platform off a bit more, we've been able to get members of the team to download and also create lessons themselves. We've also sat down together as a team and said, this is new, this is how we used to do it, what does it look like now? So the methods are consistent throughout all of Year 7, and then it will be the same for all of Key Stage 3 over the next couple of years. Mosaic has actually made the development of our team a lot easier because everything's there for everyone and they're really happy to push forward and think deeper about what we're actually teaching the students. I really like the questions that we've got because there's a range of different questions. The fluency is really good because it builds up for every level of child. The intelligent practice gets them to pattern spot, which is always really hard to do, and I like method selection because it's really handy at GCSE because they get a lot of similar looking questions but they want different things. I find it really supportive because it's really clear on what we need to do. The hinge questions are a really key example because they tell you what the misconceptions are, so teachers know what they're looking for when they're delivering those questions. Mosaic does support our teachers with differentiation in terms of their teaching, especially with their fluency questions because you've got the little dots on the side, which I didn't realise initially, but one dot means they're slightly nicer and then they get more challenging. So depending on whatever class you've got, you can tweak or amend what questions you give your class. I think my students particularly really like the method selection questions because they like seeing things that they've seen recently but in different contexts and how they can link one unit to another and how it all builds. And I actually find it helps their retention because they are forming more links which will help them later on in the years. The impact Mosaic has had on our students is it builds upon prior knowledge. Ratio is a really good example for it because we start off with looking at single ratios and double number lines and linking it to graphs, and they looked at plotting coordinates at the start of the year, so it's that continuous build which helps their retention. So I think for my higher students, it has really had a positive impact because they are feeling the challenge with some questions. It does look different to primary school as well, even though it's similar content. So that's a really positive impact because previously they've not always enjoyed Year 7. And for our less able students, I think the way it builds and scaffolds ensures that they are getting to a good endpoint and they are feeling more confident in what we're doing. I have noticed a small trend of improvement. I'm really looking forward to what the next few years are going to look like. But in Year 7, I can see their understanding really developing. So things like negative numbers and order of operations, where the content is so strong and how the questions are delivered to them, it's helping with the later units. So I'm looking forward to the next couple of years. I think one of the unique things that Mosaic has to offer is the method selection. As a department, we've been trying to find a good way to show students the same question in different contexts. But the method selection has a range of questions, applying things on prior knowledge, which then helps them develop and retain prior knowledge. I would 100% recommend Mosaic to other schools. I think the way it's laid out and the resources we get given to be able to adapt for our schools are amazing. It's made my team stronger and has continued to develop them and will do over the next few years.